I can still feel the sting of how quickly things changed. Our last report had earned a rare prize from the party, a fleeting moment of pride that warmed us like a shared bottle of vodka at a workers' fest. I dared to hope our project, buried in this godforsaken wildness, might finally find its own pace, free from the party's sudden whims. But that hope was naive. One crisp morning, a telegram arrived, rumored to come straight from the General Secretary's desk. Its urgency felt like a wartime dispatch, out of place for our construction crews toiling over railroads and half-built towns. I knew even before opening it that it carried trouble. And trouble it was. As head of the construction bureau, I bore the brunt. The party's tone was sharp. Our progress was too slow, our costs too high. They pointed to our reliance on imported food, grain, livestock, the basics, when fertile fields stretched across our region, ripe for the taking. Self-sufficiency wasn't a suggestion, it was an order. Then came the bigger blow. We had 5 years to launch geological surveys, map every resource and mark every potential vein of wealth in its untamed land. 5 years to reshape a wildness into something the parties deemed worthy. It was a daunting task, one that felt like building a cathedral with nothing but hammers and grit. I sat there, the telegram's words burning in my mind, knowing an inspection was likely coming. The party didn't care about our struggles, only results. We had to move faster, plan smarter, and stretch every resource to its limit. All I could do was rally my team and push forward, one uncertain step at a time.
Good day everyone, I hope you're all doing amazing. It's Maple Leaf here with you and you're watching Workers and Resources Science City series. What a nice intro I made this week. I hope it did bring you to that atmosphere of where our character lives and exists. For those of you who did not follow or just joined, that intro is a piece of narrative that leads the development of the city you are looking at. I thought it would be a nice touch if I add a little bit of story so that it is more entertaining to watch. Once this series is complete, I'll glue together those pieces of cinematics, if I can say so, and then I'll see how the whole movie looks like. Maybe I will even send it to the Hollywood. Who knows? But jokes aside. Hey, back to the parallel reality of the Soviet Republic. So what we have today. First, there are a couple of announcements. The first announcement is I've got a mod installed, which brings the textures of the game to, as mod creator said, to HDR quality. As you can see, the game looks a little bit different. During the night time, it added this purple bluish filter, as far as I can tell. I'm a little bit colorblind, so don't blame me. But when it's a daytime, when it's a summertime, the game looks absolutely stunning, absolutely crisp. And during the winter time, the white shade of color isn't that bright. To me, it looks just better. It's more convenient, it's comfortable to watch. On the recording, it almost doesn't, cold the blood coming out of my eyes. So it's overall a nice touch. I like it. But hey, if you have a different opinion on that, don't hesitate to drop the comment in the comment section below. If you like the previous look of the game, fair enough. I'll revert back. The mod is easy to uninstall. All you need to do is just to verify the files, install files on Steam, and the game will look exactly like it looked in vanilla. Now, the other announcement I was going to talk about is the upcoming stream. I'm planning to make the next episode on stream. So this is the only content format that I haven't tried yet. Besides, some of the gameplay moments stay behind the scenes and it's quite challenging to get them inserted into the 1 hour long episode. I will most likely make an announcement in the community tab, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, announcing when the stream will be planned. I'll take a day off from work, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and that's going to be my first ever stream. Let's see how well I am at talking to myself live. Okay, now today's plan. So what are we going to do today? I'll give you a small tip around employment and unemployment. and how to manage available workforce. We will expand our farms, which are in this area and in this area over there. The idea that I have is that it will look stunning and very, very natural. I will have silos popping up over there in the middle of the fields. There will be grain, there will be combiners and tractors running around and harvesting all of that, delivering it. So it will look very natural and very realistic, right? Also, I've looked into my meat production setup design, and I kind of feel like we will need to redesign that particular area. The reason being is that I just want to have a grain supply from this farm. And finally, for this episode, we will make a foundation of our technical university. Party demands that we need to kind of look at our map, see where the resources are, open the geological faculty and the technical university, research it. It all takes time. So party said we will have to do it. All right, alongside I will be tweaking with the economy. We'll probably be giving some construction orders. Maybe we will populate a couple of buildings in our high wealth district over there, and you will see the design of those buildings. They are really nice. All right, let's talk about the workforce tips. So the game has the mechanics of employment and unemployment, and you can easily get access to the statistics by hovering over that icon over there. So if you haven't played this game for half a thousand of hours, you probably missed out on this small tip. It's not a big one really, but it may help you to speed up the construction process. So what I mean by that is that if you look at these small areas where the unfinished footpath is, it requires some workers to be delivered here and basically to finish the construction, right? But at the moment I don't have that many workers waiting on the bus station. The reason being is that all of them have workplaces. They work somewhere. Some of them work on the food factory, some of them in the touristic business, which I run on the right hand side here. So in order to change the amount of available workers, you can artificially create an unemployment in your city. And you can only do that, or you should only do that, if you do need some free up workers. So how do you do that, or how do I do that, I should say? Normally I'll just skim through the buildings that I know are hungry for workers. I won't touch tourism because this is my milking cow. I'm not gonna decrease the amount of workers over there, but I'll quickly check something like gallery of art, for example. We can get you down to 5. What do we have? An indoor pool, also 5. 5 out of 5, which is the maximum for the pub. That's alright. I'll probably increase the party officials down the line, but not now. What I know for fact is I can tweak the amount of workers at productions. And by the way, talking about HD textures, during the winter the games looks way nicer. Well, at least to me. Alright, I digress. So, food factory. So, food factory produces food for me. Clothing factory produces the clothes for me. Easy, right? So, I know that I have a bit of a stock of food and clothes. And I know it will take me throughout a few months. So, I can easily decrease the amount of people that work here, especially when I run out of crops. But 75 is probably too much, so I'll go and decrease it to 30, and I will halve the amount of workers at clothing factory. Let's just run our train so that both of them can still work. What I'm thinking actually, our stock is 500 tons. I think it's time for me to buy a couple more cars for the train. Let me quickly do that. So, cargo wagon, I'm using these ones here, and let me get to the train, and let me ask him to load trains. Off you go, my friend. just to keep those factories going. The consumption of fabric is very low. We ran out of fabric, but that's fine. We've got a stock of clothes here. So I've decreased the amount of workers at the food factory, at the clothing factory. The only thing that I haven't checked is essentials, but I normally do not touch essentials. These buildings that provide water, heat, they should run at maximum capacity, or at least those small ones. Firefighters, small firefighters. Oh my god. Well, it looks like I've missed out on that from a couple of episodes. Okay, let's go down to 20. So 20 should be fine. I mean, 66 for that small fire station. I don't know why. Anyway, once you do those changes, you should be seeing an increased amount of workers waiting for the buses on your main bus stations. Those bus stations that are situated closer to the highly populated city will obviously have more free workers. There we go, see? It was 1 or 2 or 5, now it's 30. And all the construction offices that utilizes the workers, your own workers, they're not bringing them from abroad. They will come and pick it up, whatever workers amount they need. If the bus can accommodate 35, like this one, it will pick up the amount of workers that is required to finish the construction, right? Now let me just check this bus station. Oh, it has 10. Okay. For now, I will leave this bus station with these construction offices. Now, the other thing that you need to pay attention to is where your construction offices are picking up the resources from. There is so much going on in this game, and it's very easy to overlook, like I did, for example, a couple of times. Whenever the storage is run out of capacity, instead of me looking after fulfilling this capacity or wait until distribution office will fulfill the storage again, I'll just reassign to pick it up from the other place, and I forget to bring them back, like I did with these guys here, for example. Now, I know that they're picking up gravel from here, bricks from here. These guys, whereabouts you? Yeah, they're not utilizing these two, so I just need to look at this once again and see if this needs to be changed, and it requires to be changed. So we will tell these guys to pick up boards from board storage, which is nearby, and same with steel. Now copy, and that should do it. And I will probably change the pickup station of workers from this one to this one. Again, the reason being is that this area is just more populated and there will be more workers waiting for me. And now the one small unfinished path is finished already. So I can assign the construction office to finish the other two. Without workers available, it will take you ages, really, until they wait for the workers available. Then they will send the bus comes in, the worker disappears, and this bus will never pick it up. So doing this manual adjustment actually gives you an opportunity to control the pace of construction of your republic. A small tip, I know, but hey, it's very easy to overlook, it's very easy to miss on, and that's fine. As long as you do that, you will be absolutely fine. Now I'll send the train back to the depot because I need these two cars to be connected to the main train, so that I can fulfill the crop storage faster. Okay, the other thing I was gonna touch on is that in the last episode I was very kind to the students, and I built or planned 2 sports facilities which do not operate during the winter time, and these guys will not be happy about it. So I'll quickly fix that by demolishing 1 football field and replacing it with indoor pool. And indoor pool, where are you? There you are. There you are. Let's switch on grid. Yeah, you see, even during the winter time, the grid is visible, well, more easy to see rather than in vanilla game. Well, at least to my eyes. I'm not sure about you. I guess everybody decides for himself, but I like that tone of white way more. Now connect this road here, and these guys are missing culture. To be honest, I thought that gallery of art is considered to be an art, but it's just an entertainment. So I will please our tourists with a cinema, because the only cinema I have is on the other side of the city, and from here it is not possible to reach, which we will fix in a moment. Why I'm so focused on fulfilling those demands, I will tell you in just a second. Let me just see if I can squeeze a cinema. Can I turn you around, my friend? There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, there we go. Let me put on the grid. It looks like we can squeeze it. Oh, that's easier. I thought that wouldn't be that easy, to be honest. And I will tell you in a second what I mean by my endless race of fulfilling the demands. So students will eventually get their education. If their needs are not fulfilled, they will stop visiting the dorm, or they will simply flee from your republic, and you will have natural population decrease. You will be investing time and money in getting them educated to a certain percentage of the education, 1.7, 1.3, whatever that is, and then all of a sudden they flee. So I don't want that to happen, so I would rather ask these guys to construct those things immediately and move on. Now, I think I forgot about my train. Yes, I did. You see, as I said, there are so many things which you don't see when the episode is edited, when the episode is just 1 hour long, and I can't really squeeze everything that I would like to show you in 1 hour episode. And one hour, sorry, why 1 hour is the limit is because the software I'm using is limited. It's not limited, but it's glitchy a little bit, and whenever I try to render episodes which is like more than 1 hour, 10 minutes long, it may crash, even though my PC is quite nice. My rig is 3080 Ti, and I think I'm on 12th gen of Intel CPU. Alright, so the train now picks up 100 tons, which should do for our beautiful food factory over here. It still has a little bit of stock, and the next purchase that we will need to make will be fabric. How are we doing with the storage? We're doing alright. So as I said, we still have a bit of storage, and we can, you know, survive even if the production stops because of the lack of the people. Alright, so that was the small tip about the workforce, so don't be discouraged to tweak that unemployment rating as much as you want. It's actually quite safe to have somewhere in between 0 to 8-10% while you are building your city. Nothing bad can happen as long as you can sustain your food and other utility supply to the population. Now, let me check. Yeah, okay, once we fill this storage up to about 200 tons or 300 tons, I'll order fabric to come. Rightio, so next stop is our farms. And the farms, they are, let me probably, before we switch to farms, check if we've completed everything that we've planned. So this pipeline is done. Now this switch is not completed. That's what I thought. Let me ask construction officers from Industrial Park to deal with these roads. I want them to be built as soon as possible. The reason why is because even though you can tweak with unemployment rating, you will still need more workers to keep growing, right? And it's a bit of a chicken and the egg thing. You need workers to build more productions. You need more productions to get your budget up. And it's an endless circle. But there is the golden middle in between, and the more you into it, the better and the faster you understand where you need to be. So for now, I know that these buildings can be populated. How do I know that? They have all the facilities they need, and I need more people to increase my unemployment rating a little bit more, so that I can use the excess of workers over here at the production area in the industrial park. And if I'm gonna open livestock production or meat production over there, I will need some people in this area as well. So that's kind of what drives my intention to change the things as they are in terms of the population and unemployment. I hope that this tip was helpful for you. So let me do the final tweak with our money train. 200 tons, 160. I will probably do a quick purchase of fabric before I switch my attention to this area, because last time when I did not pay enough attention when I was building the tourism area, I don't remember what episode that was, episode probably 6 or something. That was a bit of a disaster. I almost went bankrupt. There we go, firefighters. Even though you are only 20, but you are 20 heroes for my city, I'm sure they will deal with that. Yeah, as expected. I had a couple of buildings burned behind the scene in this area and in this area. The reason being is that those firefighter cars, especially during the winter time, are not really fast, I can tell you that. They simply can't drive fast enough to distinguish the fire on the other side of the map. And yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, but hey, I had to rebuild it. It happens. But as I said, those details, they sometimes are behind the scenes. Alright, so the train will unload the fabric, and we will change the product that it buys back to the crops. How much food we have? We have 22 tons. That's amazing. And we will let this guy export a little bit of resources, and in particular food and clothes. Do we have food in stock? Yeah, we still have plenty. Alright, let me take a sip of water and I will be back to you in a second. Alright, let's focus our attention into this area. So, as I said at the beginning, the plan is to expand on farms. So, since I don't know where the resources are, I'm not gonna go to the other side of the map, at least for now. Maybe I will, but when I know if there's something worthy going after. Now, I have 6 fields over here and the farm planned over there, so I'll probably increase that amount by adding 2 fields. Let me switch on the landscape tool on, and let's just add a couple fields over there. I don't know whether it will be enough for both farms or for this farm, but distillery which I planned over there will be receiving the crops from those 8 fields. We'll see how we go. The parameters of the equipment in this era are very, very tricky to calculate, and in 1960s onwards you have bigger covered and open hulls, they can carry more and so on and so on. But the reality is I don't want to do any of these mathematics, at least now. I just want to focus on building in the areas that I'm liking, and I'll see how I go. If I need to add a couple more fields, I'll do that later on. Now, before doing anything else, let's probably commission a couple of things, so that while I'm planning, nothing is actually stalling. And I think I haven't built the roads over there. Well, actually I did, but I haven't built this little thingy. So I'll make that happen in a second. Let's just change that to mud road over there and assign this to the construction office. How are we going here? We're going alright. We're missing a couple of resources, but workers are there, which is fine. How are we doing with workers? Yeah, 9 workers, 10 workers, which is enough. I mean, for this size of the city, it's more than enough. 1% unemployment equals to 10%. It will be a little bit high during the summertime, but that's just fine. I still have my productions running at 10% efficiency, 33% efficiency for clothing. That's more than enough. How we're doing with the fabric? We're doing fine. Crops are also fine. Train is picking up something. Keeps my budget even, I guess. But hey, that's all I have at the moment. We will speed up things very, very soon. Alright, back to our rail and our roads. So my view on this area is that the railroad will hug this mountain from the left-hand side, something like that. And then if I have a city built nearby that harbor, then the road will kind of mimic or will follow the railroad. I'm not really inclined to do the sharp turns of the railroad over here. It will not look natural, and maybe in the future I will rebuild this area. Maybe I will even regret of building it as I'm planning now, but hey, that's my playthrough, and all the challenges that I will face in the future is going to be my challenges, which I am sure I will endure. Okay, surely the game will let me shorten those rails. Will you, game? Yeah. Always a challenge. Always a challenge. It's never easy. Okay. How we're looking in terms of the grid. So I'll start building by using the grid, just to make it nice and aligned. And then I will smoothen those turns by connecting two pieces into one and tweaking with the mouse wheel. So for now, it's gonna look like that. And let me see if I can do a little bit smoother turn in somewhere here and somewhere here. Don't be afraid to experiment, really. The game gives you a lot of different tools, and it's very nice. Sometimes you like spend 10-15 minutes on planning of the turn of the railroad, and then all of a sudden you realize that, yep, that was worth it. And how we're looking here, we're looking okay, and this is also quite a sharp turn. So let me see if we can do something about it. Something like that. It's not ideal, it's not perfect. I'm sure the train will have its speed decreased on those turns, but the train doesn't go that fast. And yeah, by the time I will have a fast locomotives, maybe the railroad will look different. Come on, game. Can I please... Yep, thank you. The only downside of having this mod that I found so far is the game started crashing. I haven't used any modes before. I've been playing without them. Well, there were some modes for decorations and stuff, but I kind of, you know, thought that mods make the game a little bit too easy. So I thought I will probably play without it. And game run smooth, right? But the mods make the game perform a little bit worse, which is understandable. It's not probably optimized at 100% or whatever, but hey, it is what it is. If you want the game to look beautiful, you will have to make a deal somewhere. So that's the deal. Hopefully it won't crash on me today. Actually, you will probably need a little bit of a redesign. And let me just show you how it looks like during the summer. Just take a look. The textures of the buildings, the textures of the trees, of the roads, they are very different. To me, game just looks... sorry, let me just take off that one. To me, the game just looks crisper, if I can say so. As you may notice, English is not my native language, but I'm trying. So the game looks sharp. The colors, the edges, the textures, I just like how it looks like. And these are gravel roads, which in vanilla looks gray, which kind of, you know, depressing to me. Asphalt roads even look even better. When I start commission my asphalt plant over there, there will be nice roads with street lights and stuff. It will look gorgeous. All right, let's just stop dreaming for a second and focus on the roads. So something like that will probably be fine. However, this turn is too sharp. How about that? Yeah, that's better. So yeah, as I said, don't be afraid to experiment. It pays off, really. Okay, that's the road. Sweet. So yeah, I'm planning to have one-way roads at some point, but only when I have asphalt available for me. I'm not going to buy asphalt from the customs. How train is doing? Train is doing okay. Let him stop loading. We have fabric available and almost full on crops. Sweet. I will pause the train over there at the station. I'm doing okay with the stock of everything, so I don't really need the train to run back and forward. It was a negative budget last month, but that's because we imported a lot of stuff, such as crops and not crops, but fabric. Food is alright, everything is fine. Let's just increase the priority for these guys and for these guys, so that our educated portion of the population keep growing. Rightio, and there's the train, there's the save. And how are we doing? Brilliant. I will let the stock fill a bit higher, and then I will run the train again. If you didn't know, there is a button to start and stop the train. Doesn't change the route, it just stops the train. If your train has a question mark under it's going back and forward, it's wasting fuel. In order to prevent him from wasting fuel, you can stop the train while you're figuring out semaphores. Who are you? Oh, you're heating plant. Yeah, you need to stop production, because, yeah, it stops production when the temperature above 18 degrees. Right, so the farms. As you may notice, yes, like when I record the full series, which is fully edited and I'm not doing live commentaries and such, it is a little bit different narrative. It's a little bit different pace of the game, which is fine. Different content attracts different people, and I get that. I don't have any issues with that. But on stream, I thought it would be nice if I can, sit back a little bit, leave the focus on the screen with the game, and have a little bit of a chat with the team, whoever is on stream, whoever present, maybe answer some questions, maybe even ask some questions. I mean, I'm not an expert by any stretch of imagination. I did invest a few hundreds of hours into this game, but there are way more experienced people than I am. Now, I will stagger that field a little bit to this area, because I want the farm to be situated somewhere over here. Let me quickly do that. Yeah, that should be enough. And that should be enough as well. So I left a little bit of space on the edge of that seashore, because for now my plan is that this road will eventually go to that coast. I'm liking the way these peninsulas look like. Maybe there will be some small town which will be focusing on tourism only. I don't know for now, but hey, never say no, especially to planning. Now, let's just plan the road and see how it fits. It fits okay. And let's see if I have enough space to actually position the farm itself. So I'm gonna go with medium farm, which can have 12 vehicles. The reason for that is the big farm requires a lot more investment in terms of quantity of the vehicles. And I'm not gonna use farm vehicle spots for collecting the crops. The crops will be collected by distribution offices. Can I place you in a way that the road will be straight? Something like that, probably. Yep. So I need then grain storage for 4,800 crops. Can I see what I'm doing? Thank you, game. Something like that should do it. And on the left-hand side, I wanted to put the, how's it called, dump with the organic materials for the fields, because this one has a little bit of storage for that, and I want fields to be fertilized all the seasons before actually the season starts. So how about making you, putting you over there? That's nice, that will do. Let me just check if I can run the road in between, and I surely can. Now that's nice, even aligned with the grid. That's amazing. Now on this hand side, I have some space where I will put a couple more fields. So let's see. Probably one here and one here. Not that much space left on the right, and that's alright. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be alright. Same amount as on the other side. After the first harvest season, I'll see whether it's actually enough. If it's not, we will add a couple more. We've got plenty of space to work with, so I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. I wanted to place the distribution office closer to the road, and I've already placed this storage here. I'll probably move that slightly, and I see if I can squeeze the distribution office, this one here. Can I? And yes, I can. Something like that. And now the storage again. Whereabouts you are? Okay, I need to look for the entrance and the exit of that. It has two... Alright. How about we'll place you as close to the field as possible. Like so. We'll delete you, and then we will do something creative. Like... Can you please... Yep, you can. No, that's not good. Something like that. And the other way around. The other way around, like so. Sweet. How about now? Yes, I can. So... Right. Can we make a sharp turn to the left? No, we can't. Alright, let me just quickly redo that. So let me just catch that 90 degree. Doesn't let me. Okay. How about doing it like that? And probably shorten the road a little bit. Is it like it was? It probably is. Alright, let's just make that road a little bit longer. What I'm trying to do here, and sorry for me being a little bit silent, I was too busy trying to understand how I want this entrance and exit to be positioned. The reason being is that I know there will be a lot of traffic here, right? So there will be traffic coming in and out, and I don't want this road, which will connect the exit out of the storage, to be crossed with another cross-section from the distribution office. So let me see if I can do something more or less okay looking. Yeah, that's all right. I'll probably need to redo that road as well, so that they can be symmetric. Let me tweak it once again, and I promise you guys I'll leave these roads alone. You know, it's sometimes it's just so addictive when you try to align things and you know it doesn't work, but you know you can make it work. And then you just need to find the right length of the turn and the right length of the road, and still not straight area. How about we'll make you like so. If the road doesn't want to connect from the beginning till the end, you can always try that trick by starting from the middle. There we go. Ideal? Nah, it's not ideal. Alright, let's have a look at what's going on with our productions. So we've got stock of raw materials, we've got a little bit of stock in our storage. These storages are full, these buildings have been completed. I think it's time for us to commission those two structures. Once again, just check whether you have all the utilities available for that city. For this building, for example, the garbage container area is not available, so I'll build that road first before populating, before letting citizens to get in. But I can definitely start constructing that building over there. And if you're not sure, just tick that box off, because people will get in and they will be unhappy immediately. What are we seeing here? Lifespan, positive trend, happiness, positive trend, a little bit of a prison, that's understandable, crime. How are we doing, police? Police is chilling, look at these guys. No cases, no active cases. How's court doing? Same. How many prisoners? 10 prisoners. I mean, life is beautiful in this city, from what I can tell. Good on these guys. Let's just also commission that area here. I want this statue to be up and running as soon as I can, so that it can boost all the buildings, including the students. Yeah, from time to time when you're planning, don't, you know, forget to come back to your main city and see, like, for yourself whether everything is going as planned, because it's very easy to overlook sometimes. And let's just commission this fence as well. Alright, sweet. So we have this road here. I'm not gonna connect fields even with the dirt roads, like so. The reason being is that it will create a node, which I don't want to be created. I want those roads to be built as one piece, as much as possible. Then I can simply send some equipment, and this equipment will work without human labor involved at all. Can I not connect you? This is sad. I'll figure out with this turn somehow. For now, I'm just making this road longer. And I want to focus on rebuilding or kind of redesigning that area, even though it looks good to me. But the plan is that I want... Whereabouts you are? Livestock farm. Sorry, yeah, livestock farm to be supplied by these fields here. The capacity in this warehouse is not really high. It's only 500 tons. With food factory and livestock factory running at the same time, they will consume this crop stock very fast. This train will be going back and forward non-stop, which I don't want, because it will probably cause a little bit of a traffic over there, which is not really unnecessary. I want this train to probably keep supplying our food factory and work as my export horse, not import. That's why this farm area will be dedicated specifically for the meat processing. Hopefully it will be enough. There is an option to make all the calculations, of course, and see how many fields you need, but hey, nothing is perfect. I'm not aiming to find the perfect balance between the amount of vehicles I have against the amount of fields. That's not my goal at all. Now, these guys are beautiful because they don't need anything but electricity. So let's give them a little bit of electricity over there. Let's go and... Oh, actually we need the switch first. Which one? I'll go with the small one. I like kind of the design of it. It's very symmetrical. And see if we can put it like that. Yeah, we can. Again, dirt road should be fine. And then we can just take the wire pillars from here. Press F1 so that it sticks to the grid. And then we drag it right to the transformer. Good? Yeah, more or less good. Now, the substation. You, my friend, will live somewhere nearby, preferably in the area which covers everything that we need. Let's put it right here. Alright, let me get the sip of water and I'll come back to you in a second. Alright, with the transformer placed, let me just quickly change the road to the dirt pedestrian path over there. And we will connect transformer and the switch with the wires. Like that. Nah, not aligned. Alright, let's just take that down and take that down and place it again. And there we go. I'll switch off snapping and I'll position it in a way that it will align with our transformer. Something like that. And how about now? Yeah, that looks good to me. Again, change the road. Sweet. Now it looks a bit more natural, if you ask me. If you have any comments, hey, please leave them down below. More than happy to discuss the design. Alright, now this is the area I would like to focus my attention. Unfortunately, I will have to say goodbye to some of the fences that I've already planned. But that's alright. We will build a new one and the area will hopefully look even better than it is now. Now, the plan is to squeeze the storage, another silo in this corner. It was empty. I thought, how would I fulfill it so that the whole complex looks complete without any, you know, unutilized areas? I thought I would squeeze a storage, a small one, and the grain will be transferred from this storage to this storage by the trucks. So let's see what options we have. 2.4 tons. What about the bigger one? What about the biggest one? This one can be squeezed probably. But it will be, I think, too massive. If we take into account the average height of the buildings, this one's gonna be just huge. So I will try this one. I'm not sure whether I've ever built this storage before, but hey. You never know. If I put it like here, I should be able to run the road from the livestock farm down and then hug the storage and then put the road up. Let me just give it a go. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing just fine. And how about that? Take a little bit of road over there and do it like that. Yeah, that looks reasonable. So we need to run the road alongside the fence. Can we do a sharper turn? No, we can't. So we need to shorten this road a little bit. So we need to run the road somewhere to this area. That would be too much. I want to have a checkpoint, and by checkpoint I mean this guy here somewhere, so that it will have another entrance for the vehicles. Let me just see if I can do that. So this is the right angle. Sweet. Now these guys unfortunately will have a little bit of a inconvenience of going in and getting out, because there's going to be just one road. And of course this road is not aligned, so we'll need to move this guy. Whereabouts the storage? Yeah, there it is. So if I put it like so, the angles, the roads should be more or less straight. Something like that. Doesn't look too straight to me. Yeah, okay. Let it be like that. Now, what about our checkpoint? Our checkpoint is here. Let me just take that road down a little bit, because we need to have the road from the bus station crossing this one here. Can I do that? I certainly can. Oh, that's good. And if you wonder if I'm concerned about how my Republic is doing while I'm planning this, yes, I am. I'm just hoping that everything is fine, and when I look back, I won't see a burning ground. But that's quite normal. All right, how's our checkpoint fits? How does it fit? Yeah, it fits. All right, it fits good. Hopefully, I can make that turn. And yes, I can. There we go. All right, now all we need to do is just to probably redo this fence a little bit, so that let me just have a look. If I do the smooth turn, I think I've been using this one here. Yep. And the fence is not aligned, just slightly, but hey, it just takes a few seconds to align it properly. And there we go. Up until somewhere around here should be absolutely fine. And we will do a turn like that. I will take that road off, and let's just do a little bit of a intersection with this road. How about that? All right. And let's just take that away and do a little bit of a snaky road like that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks way better. Now, I'm hoping that this facility will give me additional funds, the meat is quite expensive and the production rate is quite high. Whereabouts the finance? So the meat is here. 194 per ton. And that's good. How are you doing? No issues, no issues. How are we doing with the stock? Okay, now it's time to earn a little bit of money. Yep, that's the setup. How are we doing with the stock? That's good. Let's run the train. Let him do a couple of runs. Oh, we're on fire. Interesting. Well, these guys will take care of it. I'm not concerned at all. How are we doing with the buildings on this side? Almost finished, almost finished. Good. Soon our unemployment will get a little bit higher in terms of the percentage. Maybe I will get an extra unemployed workers, which I will be able to relocate to be busy with something else. How we're doing with the students? So students are only unhappy about our places of spirituality, which is fine, which is fine. Let me just build these roads and this statue. So sooner or later it will be finished and we'll make dirt road. Can we reach? No, we can't. That's alright. So this building is finished and look at the building. Like, I mean, it looks amazing. It has this brown color of the roof, the gray at the bottom and the white in the middle. It reminds me like old European style. Like if you go to Prague in Czech Republic, you will be seeing a lot of buildings with this kind of color scheme on the roof, which is good. It nicely kind of mixes with the rest of the design. I like the look of those buildings, and these gonna have the same design, the same color pattern. So let us populate those guys, and immediately people that live with parents without its own flat, you see the children 21 plus without own flat, they will immediately move to the free apartments, which is what we exactly need. Now, I don't think I've built this garbage container. I haven't. And let's just ask these guys to keep building. And don't forget to tick this box out. I don't want my city to be overpopulated while I'm not really ready for it. Right. Okay. So we've done this farm area here. We've done this farm area here. What I also wanted to do is to get the rails done. So let me quickly add a couple of turns. So if you guys going from this direction, you're gonna turn here, and you guys gonna turn to the left. Probably, or probably not. Not too sure what game doesn't like right now. Maybe that turn will be better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I will let rail construction office to start working on these. And what we also need to do here, in order to speed up the process, I'm thinking that I'm gonna spend some of that budget that I've saved to buy vehicles for a couple more construction offices. This area will take some time to be built, as well as this and this. And currently I have two construction offices, temporarily construction offices on the right hand side. I honestly don't think it's gonna be enough, and I just want the progress to be a little bit faster, so that you guys can see a bit more content, a bit more vehicles moving back and forward, a bit more fires probably, or earthquakes. But yeah, let's just not stop ourselves from expanding. So construction offices, whereabouts you are. 24 will probably be too big. I'll go with 16 vehicle spots, and this is like a nice area where I can place them. One's gonna be here, a little bit far from this cross section, I'll mirror you and I will put another one just over here. For now, they will have to use this road to get out, but maybe I will connect this road with the main highway somehow. Maybe I'll do this connection here, or maybe I will leave it as it is, and if I don't like, I can always demolish these construction offices and replace them and put them somewhere over there. How about these guys will start working on the roads here? Yeah, thank you. The only part that this farm is missing is distribution office, and I'll fix that in a second. So 10 cars, and you guys please live in this area. Can I align it? No, I can't because the wires are on the way. So we will have to sacrifice the geometry accuracy a little bit so that the building can be placed. There we go. So once this road is built, and by the way, this road needs to be built as well, I will commission that area. We will get our railway distribution office constructed. We will get this area connected to the power supply, as well as this area, of course. And then on stream on the next week, I feel like we may see how these two construction offices improve our pace of the construction, whether I still have enough budget, whether we will need to ask our Communist Party to sponsor us a little bit and take the loan. Hopefully I will not. It's been my challenge from the very beginning of this series, so I don't really want to take loans. Maybe it will slow down the pace a little bit, maybe it will not, but we will soon see. So if you can't come to the stream, that's absolutely fine. Hey, I understand everybody has their own real life, you know, not issues, but things to look after. So look after yourself to begin with. I'm wishing you the very best for this upcoming weekend, or depends on when you're watching this recording. But hey, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned on the community posts. I will definitely make a post there announcing whereabouts and when the stream will happen. Alright, thank you guys very much for the support, for the comments. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.